Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector. Happy Saturday morning to you. This is not the Saturday video that I have planned, but it's early in the morning. I'm doing some sorting and just trying to put some things away. And I ran into a few games that I was originally going to sell, but I decided to keep. These are games that I feel like are worth keeping in the collection, at least for right now. And so I figured I'd share them with you. And this is just for anyone who's kind of going through their own collection downsizing or collection sorting process. Figured I'd just share this with you here real quick. So the first game up here is Blade Assault. Now this is a relatively new game. I want to say this game's come out within at least the last 3 to 4 months. It's available on the Switch and PlayStation 4. This is basically a 2D side scroller. You know I love my 2D side scroller. Action platformer. Set in this whole sci-fi world. Obviously, it's a hack and slasher. This game gave me Katana Zero vibes. And for any of you who've played Katana Zero, you know how sick that game is. That's one game that I'm truly waiting for a physical release because Katana Zero is next level. If you haven't played that game, download it. It's sick. But I decided to get Blade Assault just because it reminded me of it. And I was like, if it's even half as good as Katana Zero, it'd be worth keeping in the collection. Almost sold it, but decided to keep my copy that I actually purchased and opened and started playing for a little bit. But when I was just doing a massive downsize, I thought I would get rid of it, but decided to keep it. That's staying in the collection. Another one that I almost sold, this is sealed still. Haven't played this one yet, but Valkyrie Elysium. I don't have a ton of experience with the Valkyrie games. I don't think I have it on the PlayStation 1. I was going to get Valkyrie Profile, I think it's called, on the PlayStation 1. Somebody let me know down in the comments. Sorry, still getting over a little bit of a cold. But Valkyrie was a game that I never got to play on the PlayStation 1. It was just too expensive. I feel like that game was always like 200 plus. I think it was 300 at one point. So I got this one because it was an action RPG set in this more like cold, dark world, and was actually eager to try it out. You know, it was a hack and slasher. It's combos, but it also has that really cool storyline that you get from most RPGs that you find on the PlayStation. So I haven't had a chance to play this one yet, and decided to keep it. I may dive into this one. Today might just be a gaming day. I do want to get out. It is a little warmer here on the East Coast today. So hopefully we will be able to get outside and kind of just do a little bit of walking, get some fresh air. But I do plan on getting some gaming in. I charged up my 8BitDo gamepad that I usually use whenever I'm playing my Switch. So probably this afternoon we'll get some gaming in. Here's another one. They Always Run. This is another 2D side-scrolling hack and slasher. I like this one as well. You're a 3-armed assassin. The moves in this game are pretty cool, and I really like the art style. I was playing this for a few days and then paused. This is one that I am going to keep. Red Art Games, they've been taking a real stab at a lot of these 2D side-scrolling games, and the artwork on this one is just really unique. They Always Run. Pretty sick. I heard there were some issues with like the development of the game. When I first bought it, a lot of people were saying that it's not complete, it's not finished and things like that. So maybe there's a download, an update download that kind of repairs some of what was wrong. But when I played it, I didn't really notice too many issues with the game. So I am going to be keeping this one in the collection. Here's another one, Final Fantasy VII Remake. So heard a lot of great things about this one. This one is a PS4 exclusive, and I do have this one still sealed. This is a hefty one. I feel like they packed this game with some really cool stuff, maybe a manual and some other stuff. Usually the PS4 cases are pretty light, but it does feel like they put some extras in here. So this one is one that I am going to keep. I will eventually get to this one. This isn't high on my list of priority games to play, but I am keeping it in the collection. Moving on to the Switch, I definitely sold a lot of Switch games, but the special editions are harder to sell right now. So if you've got special editions in your collection and you're selling them, good for you. I know where I'm at, it's a little bit harder to sell these special edition Switch games just because the market for them is kind of dried up. Special edition games are considered like a luxury premium item, I would say, when it comes to game collecting. Most people obviously go for the standard editions, but then you have your hyper enthusiastic collectors who want all the extras. Powerumi was an East Asia Soft game that I picked up from East Asia Soft. I did get the special edition. This is number 1099 out of I don't know how many copies, maybe 3,000 copies or 5,000 copies, however many. But this is a shoot 'em up. One of your more modern age shoot 'em ups that they have there for the Switch. Was gonna get rid of this one, decided to keep it. Again, the market for this is kind of drying up, and I don't want to undersell myself on some of these shoot 'em ups. Here we have another special edition from East Asia Soft, not a shoot 'em up, but more of like a 2D side scrolling action platformer. This one probably plays more like your traditional Castlevania games, like the Castlevania games you would have played on the NES. As you can see here, right? So more of that kind of 8-bit, 16-bit style hacking and slashing here. You do get some extras in this. This is 2 games in one. You have Oniken and then you have Odelis, 2 separate games available on this one. This was a numbered release as well, 2615 out of however many games, I don't know, 3,000, 5,000. But you do get a cool soundtrack, fully illustrated manual, and you get a certificate. What you're going to do with that certificate, I really don't know. Who cares about a certificate? But again, another special edition from East Asia Soft, the one that I've had in the collection for quite some time. So this one will stay. Here we've got some cooler ones. So here on this one, we've got Soul Cresta. So I actually had 2 copies of this. I sold the copy that I opened. Now, this is one of those special editions that does come jam-packed with a lot of cool stuff in it. Unfortunately, they don't show you on the box what you get with it. But with this one, you get like a keychain. You get, hold on, I think I still have it from my other, I kept this from the other one. So in this special edition, you do get this pretty sick all metal space shooter figurine. This is something that I was using on my desk as a paperweight for some time. So if you're looking for a cool paperweight, this is a really cool die cast all metal. I like that fact that it's not painted. I feel like if it was painted, maybe it would have been a little corny, but the fact that it's all metal in this just kind of like die cast style definitely makes it cool. So this is one of the extras that you get in that box. You also get a miniature arcade that you can play. It is a playable mini arcade in here. Obviously a manual, posters, all the other standard special edition stuff that comes in those. But Soul Cresta is one that I decided to keep in the collection. And then last but not least, and don't kill me because I don't know how to say the name of this game, but this is Mushihime, let me try it. Mushihime-sama, right? I think. Mushihime-sama. If I didn't say that right, let me know down in the comments. Put the pronunciation down there. But this is a shoot 'em up. This is one of the only shoot 'em ups that I actually purchased that came with this little like mini arcade stand that you can put together. Obviously, you pop your Switch in there. You pop one of your Switch remotes in there, and you can play it as like this faux arcade setup. This is definitely more of a novelty. I can't see myself excelling in the game while playing with it in this format. I'd probably just go to a more standard, traditional controller setup. I might not even use the standard Switch controllers. I might just use my 8-bit DOE and go with a controller that my hands are more familiar with, like a Super Nintendo style controller. But this is one that I was going to sell. Decided to keep this one too. Again, the special editions are getting harder to sell, and I don't want to undercut on some of these shoot 'em ups here, especially the ones that are available on this Switch, because we are definitely in a down market, right? We're in a down market when it comes to everything. Folks are struggling. A lot of our major cities are just experiencing a lot of financial turmoil. There's a lot of political and socioeconomic issues going on right now. So now is probably not a time when people have collecting video games on their mind so much. But like everything else in life, it bounces back unless the world is just coming to a complete end. But usually markets turn around, markets bounce back, and eventually the hype and the nostalgia will reappear again for a lot of these video games. It's just that right now it's not the best time to try and, capitalize on the gaming market when people's attention is diverted elsewhere. But these are the ones that I'm keeping in the collection for right now. Doesn't mean that they're going to stay in the collection forever, but figured I'd just go ahead and share some of that with you. Physical is still important. I've spent a lot of time talking this week about AI and the digital revolution, the AI revolution. So whenever I can hang on to something physical, whenever I can keep a physical object or item in my hand, it always kind of just reminds me that, like Holiday said in Ready Player One, reality is real. That does it for me. I'll be back with a video this afternoon. Happy morning to you all. Take it easy. It's the Y2K Collector. Peace. And yes, I need some lotion. Yes.